The delicate, ivory lace of my gown catches the soft glow of the afternoon sun streaming through the open windows. Standing in the bridal suite of the elegant hotel, surrounded by joyful bridesmaids and the fragrant aroma of fresh roses, I remind myself to breathe. Yet beneath the layers of silk and chiffon, my heart pounds nervously, an anxious drumbeat whispering unease deep within my chest. Today is supposed to be perfect, the day I've dreamed of since childhood. Luke and I had planned every detail meticulously, from the exquisite crystal centerpieces to the song we selected for our first dance. He insisted on choosing it himself, a special surprise to symbolize our new beginning. I trusted him, of course. Trust had always been our foundation. I glance into the ornate mirror, where the reflection staring back shows me radiant, hopeful, yet beneath the glittering veil hides uncertainty I can't quite place. My best friend and maid of honor, Amelia, squeezes my hand gently, pulling me back into the moment. "You look breathtaking, Emma," she whispers, sincerity shining in her eyes. I smile softly, grateful for her warmth, yet unable to shake off the uneasy feeling tightening around my heart. There's a brief knock on the door, breaking through my thoughts. 5 minutes, someone cheerfully calls from the hall. My stomach twists again, nerves fluttering like trapped butterflies. Suddenly, my phone vibrates gently on the vanity table. I glance down at the screen, frowning at an unknown number. Against better judgment, curiosity takes over. I tap it open discreetly. A photograph loads slowly, pixel by pixel, and when it fully reveals itself, my breath catches painfully in my throat. My fiancé, Luke, smiling broadly, his arm around Jessica, his ex-girlfriend, in a dance studio. Their faces glow, eyes shining with a chemistry that makes my heart drop like a stone. Underneath, an ominous message reads, "They still have that chemistry. Thought you should know." I clutch the phone tightly, a cold dread sliding down my spine. Jessica had always been the shadow lurking at the edges of our happiness. Beautiful, graceful, and effortlessly confident, she represented everything I'd secretly feared I wasn't. When Luke proposed, he promised she was nothing more than his past, never to return. Yet, here she is, smiling beside him, a ghost resurrected on my wedding day. "Emma? You all right?" Amelia's voice snaps me back, concern etched on her face. "Yes," I lie quickly, forcing a smile. "Just nerves." As Amelia guides me toward the ceremony, each step feels heavier, like wading through wet sand. Questions bombard me relentlessly. How long had this been happening? Why hadn't Luke mentioned this? And why, of all people, Jessica? The grand doors open slowly, revealing the breathtaking setting Luke and I had so carefully planned. A sea of familiar faces, smiling brightly, waiting eagerly for my arrival. My eyes meet Luke's, and my heart clenches painfully. Standing tall, handsome, and charming as always, he beams proudly at me, love radiating in his gaze. For a second, doubt evaporates beneath the warmth of his expression, and hope flickers back to life. Surely there's an explanation. Luke wouldn't betray me on our wedding day. Not Luke. Walking down the aisle feels surreal. I desperately try to erase Jessica's mocking presence from my mind. I glance again at Luke, whose eyes are filled with emotion, tears of happiness welling. I reassure myself that the text must be a cruel joke, a jealous prank. I trust Luke. I love him deeply. As we exchange vows, Luke's voice trembles slightly, sincere and filled with promise. His gaze locks onto mine, steady and true. I almost forget the photograph, almost. The ceremony ends in applause and joyous cheers. Luke's gentle kiss feels sincere, tender enough to momentarily silence my doubts. We turn, hand in hand, greeting our cheering family and friends. Happiness is infectious, and for a brief moment, I allow myself to believe nothing can taint our joy. But Jessica's face hovers in the background, always lurking. My heart refuses to let go. We move swiftly to the lavish ballroom reception, where guests laugh warmly, music hums pleasantly, and champagne flows generously. Luke squeezes my hand reassuringly, whispering sweet words of comfort into my ear. He feels safe, familiar, and my heart yearns to believe that all is well. Dinner passes in a blur, and before I realize, the announcement for our first dance comes through the speakers. My heart rate spikes again, anxiety returning sharply. Luke guides me confidently toward the polished dance floor, his smile encouraging yet mysterious. Then the soft melody begins, romantic, intimate, beautiful. My breath catches slightly. Luke gently pulls me closer, his hands resting on my waist comfortably, guiding me into intricate moves we'd never practiced. Confused, I follow along awkwardly, stumbling slightly as surprise overtakes me. "Luke, what's this?" I whisper nervously. "Trust me," he smiles softly, guiding me expertly. It's something special. Yet something in his confident movements feels off, too polished, too rehearsed, too intimate. I glance toward the edge of the dance floor, and my heart nearly stops. Jessica stands, arms folded, a proud smirk painted across her perfect face. Her eyes glint victoriously. I pull back slightly, realization crashing over me painfully. This dance, it wasn't learned for me. It was meant for her, practiced with her, stolen from a past Luke assured me was over. "Luke, tell me right now," I demand, my voice trembling. "Did you practice this dance with Jessica?" He falters momentarily, eyes widening. "Emma, please," he whispers, glancing nervously toward the guests. "Let's not do this here." The guests murmur quietly, sensing the rising tension. "No, Luke," I say firmly, my voice louder, clearer. "I deserve the truth right now." He exhales shakily, guilt flooding his eyes. "Yes, Jessica helped me practice, but only to surprise you." My chest tightens painfully. "You chose her. The one person you promised was behind you. You knew how much she bothered me, yet you still chose her." "Emma, please," Luke pleads desperately. "It's just a dance." But Jessica steps forward suddenly, voice smooth and poisonous. "Calm down, Emma. Luke simply wanted it to be perfect. It's nothing personal." Anger erupts within me. "Nothing personal?" I snap sharply, turning toward her, every ounce of humiliation transforming into rage. "You deliberately interfered with my wedding day, my happiness." Jessica feigns innocence, a satisfied smirk still tugging at her lips. "You're just insecure." "I did nothing wrong." Gasps ripple through the room. Humiliation and fury intertwine within me, igniting an unstoppable fire. "Get out!" I command, my voice trembling with barely contained rage. "You have no right to be here." Jessica pauses, raising an eyebrow mockingly before slowly retreating. But the damage remains. I turn to Luke, tears now burning my eyes. "How could you do this to me? You knew how much this would hurt." "Emma," Luke begs softly, reaching for my hand. "I only wanted it to be beautiful for you." "No," I whisper brokenly. "You lied to me, Luke, on our wedding day." "Please, Emma." Luke tries again desperately, voice cracking. "I swear I never meant to hurt you." But the betrayal feels unbearable. I step away from him, feeling the weight of 100 sympathetic eyes on me, each one sharpening my pain. I need some space. Rushing through the crowd, I leave behind whispers, stares, and Luke's broken apologies. My dream wedding, my perfect day ruined, tainted forever. I retreat to the quiet solitude of the bridal suite. Tears finally fall freely, grief, betrayal, and anger mixing into painful sobs. How could Luke be so careless, so thoughtless? Jessica's cruel smile haunts my thoughts. Anger fuels my tears even more. I deserved better. Minutes later, a gentle yet hesitant knock echoes through the silence. "Emma," Luke's voice pleads desperately. "Please, let's talk. Please let me explain." I sit frozen, my heart ripped painfully in two directions. Part of me yearns to forgive, to believe Luke's intentions, to rebuild what feels irreparably broken. Yet trust shattered once feels impossible to mend. "Emma, please," he begs quietly, voice raw with genuine pain. "I'll do anything. Just open the door." Tears slide silently down my cheeks, bitterness and longing tangling deeply. I stare at the door, unsure, confused, heartbroken. My wedding day, a day of joy now stained by betrayal. My fingers hover hesitantly near the door handle, torn between forgiveness and heartbreak, trust and betrayal. My trembling hand grips the cool brass handle, fingers shaking as doubt tangles relentlessly inside my chest. Every beat of my heart echoes painfully, forcing me into a decision I never imagined I'd face, especially on a day that should have been my happiest. Slowly, I open the door just enough to see Luke standing there, his face pale and eyes filled with desperation. Guilt floods across his features, making him look small, defeated, unlike the confident man I'd fallen in love with. Yet anger, raw and sharp, refuses to let me soften. "Explain," I demand quietly, my voice barely controlled, trembling with emotion. "Explain how you thought keeping secrets with Jessica was acceptable." Luke's shoulders slump, shame written all over him. "Emma, I swear it wasn't supposed to hurt you. She's a professional dancer. I thought I was making this day perfect for us. I just wanted to surprise you." "Surprise me?" My voice shakes, disbelief and hurt swelling painfully. "By hiding rehearsals with the one woman you knew I feared most? Luke, you betrayed me. On our wedding day." "I didn't see it that way," Luke whispers weakly, regret thickening his voice. "I thought it'd be innocent. It was just dancing." "No!" I snap, anger blazing anew, drowning the sadness briefly. "It wasn't just dancing. It was intimate, meaningful, something special shared between us. You made it theirs. You brought Jessica into our marriage before it even started." He looks helpless, eyes filling with genuine tears now. "Emma, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I'm begging you, please forgive me." The sincerity in his words pulls fiercely at my heart, yet the ache of betrayal lingers painfully, keeping me guarded. "How can I trust you again? You chose her. You chose secrecy over honesty. Give me a chance," Luke whispers desperately. "Let me prove myself. I'll never hurt you again, I swear." Behind Luke, I hear footsteps approaching. Amelia appears, eyes wide with concern, gently stepping forward. "Emma, is everything okay?" I shake my head, tears stinging hotly again. "No, nothing's okay. I can't pretend anymore, Amelia." Luke glances back, clearly embarrassed by her presence. Amelia ignores him pointedly, placing a comforting hand on my shoulder. "Whatever you decide, I'm here." Her support empowers me slightly, enough to face Luke directly, my voice steadier. "Right now, I need space. I need clarity without feeling manipulated." Luke hesitates, hurt visible in his expression. But finally, understanding dawns, and he nods slowly, stepping back in defeat. "Whatever you need." I watch him walk away, heartbreaking all over again. How could something so beautiful become so tainted? Amelia gently squeezes my shoulder, whispering softly, "You're strong, Emma. Stronger than you think." Her words bolster my courage. I know what I must do. Taking a deep breath, I gather myself and return to the reception hall. Conversations stop abruptly. Dozens of eyes turn sympathetically toward me. Yet, despite embarrassment, strength ignites within my chest. Standing tall, I address my family and friends, voice shaking but resolute. "I'm sorry for this interruption. Today was supposed to be about love and trust, but I learned that trust was broken before it ever truly began. I can't pretend that this doesn't hurt deeply. Today showed me something important. Love without respect and honesty isn't enough." The silence is thick, emotional tension filling every corner of the room. "Luke," I say softly but clearly, meeting his devastated eyes across the room, "I love you, but what you did today broke me. I can't start our marriage built on a foundation of secrets and betrayal." Murmurs ripple quietly through the room, and Luke's shoulders drop further, eyes haunted by remorse. "You hurt me badly," I continue, tears streaming openly now, yet my voice remains strong. "But I'm willing to listen, because I owe it to the love we once shared. I'm not sure if I can ever forget this betrayal, but if we have any chance at all, we start now with complete honesty." Luke slowly steps forward, humility etched clearly on his face. "Emma, you deserve more than what I gave you today. I'll never forgive myself. But I promise you, I will spend every single day proving my honesty and loyalty if you give me the chance." The raw sincerity in his eyes, the anguish in his voice, reaches me despite everything. My heart aches painfully, torn between lingering anger and the deep love I still hold for him. I need you to understand something clearly, Luke, I whisper softly, gently. You can't fix this with empty promises. You fix this with actions today and every day after. Luke nods slowly, relief flickering cautiously in his gaze. I will, Emma. I promise. But suddenly, Jessica reappears, standing boldly at the ballroom entrance, a defiant smirk firmly back on her lips. Fury reignites instantly in my chest, stronger, clearer. Her audacity feels like salt cruelly rubbed into an open wound. You're pathetic, Emma, she sneers mockingly, eyes gleaming coldly. So insecure that you ruined your own wedding over a dance. Luke deserved better anyway. Gasps of outrage fill the room. Luke steps forward angrily, ready to defend me, but I speak first, strong and clear. No, Jessica, I snap sharply, voice trembling with a fierce confidence I didn't know I possessed. Pathetic is interfering in someone else's relationship out of jealousy. Pathetic is needing attention so desperately that you sabotage others' happiness. Pathetic is you. Jessica's smug expression flickers, replaced briefly by shock at my boldness. You'll regret choosing her, Luke, she spits venomously, eyes narrowed spitefully. She'll always be second best. Luke shakes his head fiercely, stepping forward protectively. You're wrong. Emma was always better than you. I was an idiot not to realize sooner how much damage my carelessness caused. Emma deserves everything, and you mean nothing. Now leave. Jessica stumbles backward slightly, humiliation flushing her cheeks red. Without another word, she turns and storms out, leaving behind whispers of disgust from the guests. Luke faces me again, eyes humble yet fiercely devoted. Emma, I will never allow anyone or anything to hurt you again. Especially me. Let me spend my life proving that. Tears blur my vision, yet warmth slowly spreads through my chest. Despite everything, I see genuine remorse and love radiating from Luke. Forgiveness won't come easily, but hope cautiously blooms once more. Stepping closer, I whisper softly, my voice full of emotion, never lie to me again, Luke. Never choose anyone else above our marriage. Luke gently cups my face, sincerity burning intensely in his gaze. Never again, Emma. You're my entire world, and I'll protect that forever. Slowly, gently, he kisses me, not to erase the past, but to promise a future built on truth. The room erupts softly into heartfelt applause, sensing a tentative reconciliation. Today was supposed to be perfect. Instead, it revealed painful truths and forced me to stand up bravely, demanding the respect and honesty I deserve. Despite everything, I found strength I never knew existed, courageously facing betrayal without losing myself. Luke wraps his arms tightly around me, whispering softly into my ear, I love you, Emma. Thank you for giving me another chance. Holding him close, I realize our wedding day wasn't ruined. It was rebuilt on something even stronger, real honesty, fierce courage, and a love now tested, but proven true. Together, we face our guests again, not with a facade of perfection, but with sincerity and strength. Hand in hand, we step forward into our marriage, not perfect, but real and stronger than ever. And in that moment, surrounded by genuine applause and love, I finally believe we can heal together, building a future anchored deeply in truth, trust, and unbreakable devotion. My heart beats steadily now, hopeful once more, knowing clearly that today, through heartbreak, I truly found myself.